Vincent's next film after The Three Musketeers was the 1949 black and white film noir, The Bribe. The story begins on a small island off the coast of Central America where an undercover federal agent named Rigby, played by Robert Taylor, is watching an approaching storm from his hotel window, reminiscing about the events leading up to that point. The story is told in flashback with voiceover by Rigby, classic film noir style.
Yeah, time to think. And how do you like your thoughts? How do you like finding out that maybe you've got a price tag too?
Rigby was sent to the island on assignment to pose as a fisherman while investigating a war surplus racket selling stolen airplane motors. Police have narrowed the search to two suspects, Tugwell Hinton and his wife Elizabeth Hinton. On the airplane ride to the island, Rigby meets a man named Carwood, played by Vincent Price, and the two hit it off. Rigby, staying in character, tells Carwood he should try fishing on the island sometime.
You young men, world falling apart and you go fishing.
No, wait a minute. The world just got through falling apart. This is that brave new world, the one you guys promised us.
Once he arrives, Rigby finds the island preparing for a big celebration. That evening at a club called Pedro's, Rigby finds the first suspect on his list, Elizabeth Hinton, played by Ava Gardner, who is working as a lounge singer at Pedro's. After the show, Rigby makes his way back to her dressing room. Thinking him just another patron trying to hit on her, she quickly tries to brush him off. While they're talking, her husband Tugwell, played by Hodiak, enters. He is quite drunk and informs Rigby that Elizabeth is off limits. Tugwell passes out from too much liquor, and Rigby helps Elizabeth carry him home. It is obvious there is chemistry between Rigby and Elizabeth, but she thanks him and sends him on his way. Rigby continues investigating over the next few days, scouting the island from his fishing boat during the day and finding reasons to be around Elizabeth at night. Tugwell is frequently away on business during the evenings, and Rigby is torn between his investigation and his growing attraction to Elizabeth. One evening, Rigby is approached in his hotel lobby by a short, fat man who he had spied several times over the last few days and dubbed the Pie-Shaped Man. This is Beeler, played by Charles Lawton. He informs Rigby that he and his associates know who Rigby really is and why he is on the island, and offers him $10,000 to leave and never come back. Rigby refuses and shortly after runs into Carwood again.
Hello, Carwood.
Hello, Rigby. Well, I'm here. You sold me. I'm only here for a few days on my way back to the States. Say, I picked myself up a great little outfit. How about you and me going out first thing in the morning, huh?
While fishing the next day, Rigby hooks a large marlin, and while he and the ship's captain struggle to land the fish, Carwood guns the ship's engine, tossing Rigby overboard into shark-infested waters. The ship's pilot jumps overboard to save Rigby and is attacked and killed. Rigby escapes unharmed, however, and when they get back to the island, Carwood apologizes profusely, explaining that it was all an accident. But Rigby has his doubts.
I want to tell you again, I'll never be able to forgive myself. I was scared, Rigby. I lost my head. I didn't know what to do. I just didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Back at the hotel, Beeler ups his offer to Rigby to $12,000 and throws in the proposal to keep Elizabeth's name out of the deal too if things somehow go sour for he and his associates. Which brings us back to the present. Rigby is torn between doing his job and possibly incriminating the woman he loves or accepting Beeler's bribe. It's up to Rigby to determine if Elizabeth is innocent or a deadly femme fatale playing him for a sap. The Bribe was made in 1949 by MGM Studios. It was directed by Robert Z. Leonard and based on a short story by Frederick Nebel. The cast of The Bribe is stellar, especially Charles Lawton, who steals the show as a Weasley conniving Beeler and becomes somewhat of a sympathetic character by the end of the picture. Price's character, Carwood, on the other hand, has the exact opposite story arc, starting out warm and friendly but revealing himself by the end of the picture to be totally irredeemable.
If your friend Nature fails us, we'll probably have to kill him.
Price puts in a fine performance as the villainous Carwood and pulls off a successful Southern accent, something he had learned to perfect playing character roles over the last decade. This was Vincent's only screen appearance with Lawton, which is a shame as they shared great on-screen chemistry. The finale of The Bribe is spectacular, culminating in a chase scene through a shower of sparks during the island's fiesta. Lensed beautifully by cinematographer Joseph Ruttenberg, who had previously shot Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde starring Spencer Tracy in 1941, this scene is the highlight of the film. It also features yet another dramatic death scene for Price. Overall, The Bribe is a watchable film with an excellent cast and a decent script. Definitely worth tracking down for the fine performances of Price and especially Charles Laughton. Next up for Vincent after this was another villainous part in the Arabian adventure, Baghdad.
I don't think so.
My Vincent fusses for hours over this precious soup stocks. He says good soup comes from good stock. So when I found Nestle's Soup Time with home-style stock and then made it in only 10 seconds, well, I got such an evil look. Oh, but even Vincent admits home-style stock makes Soup Time something special.
I wanted to hate it, but it's just too good.
Nestle Soup Time Instant Soups with a home-style stock. Look for our faces on the shelf.